Most budgets fail for the same reason. They have 40 categories and you quit by Thursday. So here's the whole thing in one sentence. Spend half your take-home pay on needs, a third on wants, and save the rest. That's the 50-30-20 rule, and for most people, it fixes the budget in a single afternoon. But there are 3 situations where following it blindly will actually set you back, and you need to know if you're in one of them. A few minutes, real numbers, no spreadsheet required.
Start with one number, your take-home pay, what actually lands in your account after taxes, not your salary on paper. That mistake alone sinks most budgets. Take that number and split it 3 ways. 50% goes to needs, the things you genuinely can't skip: rent or mortgage, utilities, groceries, transportation, insurance, and the minimum payments on any debt. 30% goes to wants: dining out, streaming, travel, the gym, anything you'd survive without but enjoy. And 20% goes to your future: building an emergency fund, paying off debt faster than the minimum, and investing. So if $5,000 lands in your account each month, that's $2,500 for needs, $1,500 for wants, and $1,000 toward savings. 3 buckets. That's the entire system.
Here's why 3 buckets beat 40. Every detailed budget asks you to make a decision hundreds of times a month. Is this coffee and food or treats? Is this trip travel or fun? That's called decision fatigue, and it's exactly why diets and budgets die in week 2. The 50-30-20 rule deletes the decisions. You're not tracking 40 line items, you're answering one question at the register. Is this a need or a want? And the magic is in that 30%. Most budgets fail because they feel like punishment. This one builds the fun in on purpose. A third of your money is yours to enjoy, guilt-free, because you already know the savings is handled. It's not handcuffs, it's guardrails. You can't drive off the cliff, but you've got the whole road.
That 20% feels like the part you're giving up. It's actually the part that makes you rich. Take our $1,000 a month and do nothing clever with it. Just drip it into a low-cost index fund, the kind we covered 2 videos back, earning about 8% a year. After 30 years, you've put in $360,000 of your own money, but the balance reads just under $1.5 million. Over $1 million of that is growth you never worked for. That's compounding doing the heavy lifting. Same paycheck, same lifestyle, same 30% of fun. The only thing you changed was pointing one bucket at your future instead of spending it. The 20% isn't the sacrifice, it's the whole point of the other 2.
Now, the honest part, the part most finance channels skip, the 50-30-20 rule assumes you have comfortable room to move. For 3 groups, the math just doesn't fit. 1. High cost of living cities. When rent alone eats 50 or 60% of your take-home, the needs bucket is already blown before groceries. This isn't rare. By Harvard's 2025 housing data, half of U.S. renters now spend more than 30% of their income on housing, and 1 in 4 spend more than half. If that's you, don't force it. Flip your targets, maybe 60-25-15, and treat that as the plan until your income or your rent changes. 2. Lower incomes. When you're earning less, needs simply take a bigger share. That's not a discipline problem, it's arithmetic. Saving 5% while you stabilize is a win. And 3, the opposite problem, high earners. If you bring home $15,000 a month, you do not need $4,500 of wants. Letting wants expand to a full 30% just because the rule says so is exactly how people earning great money still feel broke. Above a certain income, flip the script, cap the fun, and push savings to 30, 40, even 50%. The rule is a floor for beginners and a ceiling for high earners.
A rule you have to remember is a rule you'll break. So don't remember it, automate it. On payday, split the money before you can touch it. Most banks and payroll systems let you direct deposit into more than one account. Send 50% to the account your bills run from, 30 to a separate spending account you're allowed to drain to 0 with 0 guilt, and 20 straight into savings and investing, ideally an automatic transfer into the index fund or Roth IRA we covered earlier. Set it once. Now the budget runs whether you're paying attention or not, and the temptation to borrow from savings this month is gone, because the savings already left before you saw it. The best budget is the one you never have to think about again.
Half on needs, a third on fun, a fifth on your future, and the honesty to flip it if your rent, your income, or your ambitions don't fit the standard mold. Get this one bucket automated, and you've built the foundation everything else sits on. Next, the mistakes that quietly wreck beginners even after they've got the budget right, because the fastest way to lose money is to undo good habits at the worst possible moment. Education, not financial advice. Subscribe for weekly money math without the hype.